They told you it was over. They told you that life had already shown you everything it had to offer, that your heart was too broken to love again, that your dreams had expired, and that the silence you sat in was permanent. But hear me now, those voices were wrong. For even in your lowest hours, when shadows swallowed every corner of your hope, heaven was watching. A hand greater than your own was writing a story so much larger than the betrayals, the loneliness, and the pain. And tonight, as these words reach you, I declare this with a fire that cannot be extinguished. You are the chosen one. Chosen not because you were perfect, not because you always felt strong, but because your scars carried meaning. Your tears were counted. The betrayals that tore you apart did not bury you. They planted you. Every whispered insult, every slammed door, every moment you wondered if you were invisible, it was all soil. And now something divine is breaking through that soil. A seed has survived the storms, and the first green shoots of your new life are pushing toward the light. That seed is you. Think back for a moment. How many times did you stumble through fire and still rise again? How many nights did you cry yourself to sleep, only to find yourself still breathing in the morning, still showing up, still refusing to disappear? Do you know what that means? It means the darkness failed. It means that no matter what came against you, you remained. That is the evidence. That is the proof. The chosen ones are not chosen because life is easy for them. They are chosen because no matter what, they cannot be erased. And that is you. You've been misunderstood, haven't you? Perhaps even by those closest to you. You've felt like your heart spoke a language others could not hear. Your dreams seemed too bold, your compassion too deep, your questions too heavy. And while you carried this unusual fire, others dismissed it, mocked it, or tried to break it. But here is the truth you've been waiting for. Your uniqueness was never a mistake. Your difference was the mark of divine appointment. The rejection you felt was not proof of your smallness. It was proof of your calling. You were set apart. I want you to recall those moments when betrayal pierced deeper than any sword, when a friend turned cold, when love turned its back, when the very people who should have covered you exposed you. Those wounds were real. I will not pretend they didn't hurt, because they cut to the very marrow of your being. But even in that pain, something sacred was happening. Every wound was teaching your spirit resilience. Every disappointment was chiseling your soul into a sharper instrument of truth. And though you could not see it then, heaven was bending over, whispering, "Hold on, it's not the end. I am not done with you." And now the winds are shifting. Can you feel it? There is a trembling in the unseen. For years, you've walked with weight on your shoulders, as if dragging invisible chains. But those chains have been breaking link by link, and the sound of their snapping is echoing across the heavens. You are not who you used to be. You are stepping into a moment where every tear you've shed becomes fuel, every scar becomes strength, every betrayal becomes testimony. This is the hour of your transformation. You see, the divine does not waste pain. God does not overlook your suffering. Every silent prayer you whispered in the darkness, every time you chose not to give up when giving up seemed easier, every act of kindness you showed while bleeding inside, it was all seen. And because it was seen, it is now being answered. The season of invisibility is closing, and the season of glory is opening. The world is about to witness the unveiling of who you really are. I need you to grasp this. Being chosen doesn't mean your path will look like everyone else's. In fact, that's why so many people misunderstood you. You never fit into the molds they tried to press upon you. While they were chasing approval, you were carrying purpose. While they measured success by applause, your spirit longed for something higher, something eternal. That difference isolated you, yes, but it also preserved you, because you were never meant to be ordinary. Even when you doubted yourself, heaven never doubted you. Even when you thought your mistakes disqualified you, heaven already knew how those mistakes would become messages of redemption. The divine does not choose those who are flawless. The divine chooses those who can turn flaws into fire. And your fire is about to blaze in a way you've never seen before. Think of your story as a canvas. Until now, it's been filled with dark strokes, grief, betrayal, waiting, silence. But those were only the background, the shadowed hues meant to make the brilliance shine brighter. The next strokes are being painted in radiant colors, gold, crimson, white, and light so bright it erases the memory of shadow. That's what's coming. That's what's here. I know some of you still feel broken. Some of you are listening with trembling hands, wondering if this really applies to you. If maybe you are the exception, the one who was overlooked. But let me be clear, you were not overlooked. If you are hearing these words, it is because they were meant for you. Divine timing is no accident. The voice that told you that you are too late, too damaged, too unworthy, it was lying. You are not too late, you are right on time. And so I say it again, louder this time, so it echoes in the chambers of your soul. You are the chosen one, chosen to rise from ashes, chosen to walk through fire without being consumed, chosen to carry light into places others fear to go, chosen to prove that love is stronger than betrayal, that faith is stronger than fear, that hope is stronger than despair. This is not flattery, this is prophecy. Your new life is not a dream floating far away, it is breaking in now. The divine has set the stage. The curtains are pulling back, and the spotlight is falling upon you. The world that doubted you will soon be silenced, not because you demanded their respect, but because the radiance of your transformation will leave them speechless. So take a breath, let it sink in. The pain you endured was not wasted. The betrayal you survived was not final. The loneliness you carried was not permanent. All of it has been woven into a tapestry that is now being lifted high. You have been prepared in secret, and the unveiling is at hand. The new you is not just arriving, it is glorious. Every battle you fought, every storm you walked through, every shadow you faced was not just random suffering, it was training ground. And though others never saw the weight you carried, heaven recorded every step. There were nights you lay in bed staring at the ceiling, feeling the ache of betrayal, the sting of abandonment, and the cruel silence that seemed to mock your faith. But the truth is this: those nights were sacred altars. Every tear that fell was a testimony. Every groan too deep for words was a prayer that shook the heavens. And while you thought you were forgotten, you were actually being forged. I need you to imagine a blacksmith holding iron in fire. It glows red, it screams under the hammer, it bends, it stretches, it nearly breaks. But why? Because it is being shaped into something unshakable. That iron is you. The flames you endured, the hammering of circumstances, the pressure of rejection, it was all the fire of formation. And now the shape is complete. The blade is ready. The weapon has been made. You are no longer fragile. You are battle-tested. Do you realize the strength it takes to walk through heartbreak and still love? To be betrayed and still trust? To be overlooked and still show up? That is not weakness. That is supernatural strength. Many would have collapsed under the weight you carried. Many would have cursed God and walked away. But you, though battered and bruised, stood your ground, and in doing so you proved something that the darkness cannot stand, that the light inside you is indestructible. Every attack on your life was not proof of your weakness, but evidence of your power. The enemy does not waste weapons on the insignificant. You were targeted because you are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. You were attacked because your very existence threatens the chains that hold others, and still you endured. Still, you refused to be destroyed. Still, you rose. And now a shift is happening. Those who laughed at your pain, those who mocked your silence, those who whispered that you were finished, they are beginning to tremble. Because they can sense it too. They may not say it out loud, but deep down they feel the quake in the spiritual ground beneath their feet. They know something is stirring around you. something unstoppable, something divine. God has seen it all. Not a single detail has escaped his eyes. He saw when they plotted against you in secret. He saw when you gave without being thanked. He saw when you forgave in silence, when no one applauded. He saw when your heart broke and you still smiled to keep others strong. And he saw when you cried out, asking if he even remembered you. Yes, he remembers. He has never once turned his face away. He has been keeping score, and the scales of justice are about to tip. I want you to understand the depth of this moment. For years, you've walked as if carrying invisible wounds, misunderstood by even those closest to you. You were the one who gave more than you received, the one who stayed loyal when loyalty wasn't returned, the one who poured out when others only took. But God never allowed that to go unnoticed. Every act of endurance became a seed, and now those seeds are bursting forth into harvest. The season of loss is ending, and the season of restoration is here. Your adversaries, the ones who smiled to your face but envied you behind closed doors, the ones who spoke your name but twisted it with poison, the ones who hoped to see you fall, they are uneasy right now. They sense that what they tried to bury is rising. They sense that what they mocked as weakness is emerging as power. And the trembling in their spirit is not imagination, it is reality. Because heaven has declared enough. Do you remember Joseph thrown into a pit by his own brothers, sold as a slave, falsely accused, imprisoned? He must have wondered, why me? Why this suffering? Yet God was writing a story that would place him in a palace, raising him above the very ones who betrayed him. That same spirit is upon you. Your pit was not the end, it was the doorway. Your prison was not your grave, it was the proving ground. And now the palace awaits. The truth is, you were never really fighting against people. Flesh and blood were never your true enemies. The real battle was always spiritual. Forces of envy, fear, and darkness that sought to silence your light. And yet every arrow they shot at you was turned into a crown, every curse into a stepping stone, every plot into a platform. They threw stones to bury you, but heaven turned those stones into the foundation you now stand upon. And now the tables are turning. The same mouths that cursed you will be silenced. The same eyes that rolled with disdain will widen with awe. The same hands that tried to push you down will not be able to stop your rise. Because when God says it's time, no man, no spirit, no power in hell can hold you back. I know it's been a long road. I know your heart is weary, but listen carefully. The weariness you feel is not defeat. It is the exhaustion before breakthrough. Like a woman in labor, the pain intensifies before the child is born. And you are in that moment now. The birth of your new self is here. The old chains are breaking, the new doors are opening, and the very air around you is charged with change. So walk boldly. Hold your head high, do not look back at the ashes, for the fire did not consume you, it purified you. Do not mourn what was lost, for what is coming will make you forget the pain of yesterday. Do not fear your enemies, for they are trembling already. You are no longer hidden. You are no longer broken. You are no longer waiting in silence. You are stepping into the light as the warrior, the survivor, the conqueror you were always meant to be. And make no mistake, this is not just a personal rise. Your elevation is a sign. It is a testimony. It is proof to others who are suffering that the divine does not abandon his chosen. Your victory will ripple outward, shaking systems, shifting atmospheres, breaking chains, not just for you, but for everyone who witnesses it. That is the weight of your calling. That is the power of being chosen. So feel the trembling. Feel the shift. The tables are turning, the story is changing, and your enemies know it. They sense the unstoppable force of heaven behind you, and they are terrified. Because once the chosen rise, nothing can put them back down. Justice is not delayed. It only looks that way when you are still inside the trial. And for too long, You've mistaken silence for absence. But now heaven is breaking that silence. The God who saw you in the dark is about to show himself in the light. What was hidden is being revealed, and what was whispered in secret is about to be shouted from the rooftops. The truth is, this has never been about punishment. It has always been about timing. While others gloated, believing they had won, heaven was simply turning the pages, setting the stage for a story that could not be written without your scars. And now the curtain rises. Justice will not be quiet anymore. The very people who thought they buried you will watch as the soil splits open and the light of your new life blinds their arrogance. They thought they sealed your fate, but they only sealed their own. This is the hour of reversal. The scales that were tipped against you are shifting back in your favor. The shame that covered you is being lifted, and the honor that belongs to you is descending like a crown. For every season of lack, abundance will flow. For every rejection, divine acceptance will open doors you never imagined. For every loss, restoration will come, not in fragments, but in fullness. You will not recognize your own life because the transformation will be so dramatic that even you will have to whisper, "Is this really me?" Do not forget, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. You who were pushed aside, you who were overlooked, you who sat quietly in the back, your time is here. You are being moved to the front, not because you begged for it, but because God ordained it. And when God ordains, no hand can resist. Your adversaries are witnessing something they cannot control. They cannot reverse what God has set in motion. And as they watch, they will be forced to admit the truth, that what they mocked was holy, that what they dismissed was chosen, that what they tried to destroy has risen higher than ever before. This is not your vindication alone. This is divine vindication. Let me speak directly into your soul right now. Breathe, feel the healing wash over you. You do not need to strive anymore. You do not need to defend yourself anymore. The battle is no longer yours. It belongs to the Lord. Every scar on your heart is being touched with light. Every wound is being filled with peace. Every restless night is being answered with a calm that surpasses all understanding. You will not live in survival mode anymore. You are stepping into abundance, joy, and radiant clarity. Think of how long you lived as if carrying a heavy pack on your shoulders. Old words, old wounds, old doubts. But now the straps are being cut. That pack is falling to the ground. You are lighter, you are free. And when you walk into this new chapter, your steps will not drag, they will dance. Victory is not coming, it is already here. You can feel it in your spirit. You know this is different from false hope, different from temporary highs. This is the deep assurance that nothing will be the same again. The walls are coming down, the chains are falling, the tables are turning, and the kingdom of heaven is announcing your rise. So listen closely. This is the moment to stand tall. This is the moment to claim what belongs to you. No more shrinking back, no more apologizing for your light, no more allowing others' fears to silence your voice. You are chosen to shine, chosen to lead, chosen to walk boldly into the places others fear to tread. And when you walk, you will not walk alone. Heaven's armies are at your side. The divine hand is guiding you, and the Spirit of truth is filling your lungs with courage. Lift your head, straighten your shoulders, step forward, because every place your foot touches is about to become holy ground. Every door you knock on will open. Every desert you enter will bloom with flowers. Every river that looked impossible to cross will part before you, and every weapon raised against you will shatter into dust. And here is what I must tell you plainly. Your victory will not be private. It will be public. God does not intend for your story to remain hidden in shadows. He intends to put you on display as proof of His faithfulness. Those who doubted you will see. Those who betrayed you will see. Those who mocked you will see. and those who quietly cheered for you in secret will celebrate loudly when your crown is revealed. This is your sign to act. Do not stay silent when the door swings open. Do not hesitate when the opportunity comes. Do not shrink when the light falls on you. Step boldly into the spotlight, not because you are desperate for attention, but because the world needs to witness what God has done. They need to see that miracles still happen, that justice still reigns, that the chosen still rise. And so I speak this over you as a call to action. Begin to live as if the promise has already manifested. Begin to walk as if the chains are already gone. Begin to speak as if the victory is already won, because it is. The only thing left is for you to embody it, to embrace it, to declare it without fear or apology. Do you feel that shift in your spirit? That is not imagination. That is not emotion. That is alignment. Heaven is aligning with your destiny. The pieces are falling into place. The storm clouds are breaking. The sun is pouring in, and nothing will be able to stop what is now in motion. You will look back one day at this exact moment and say, that was the night everything changed. You will remember the heaviness lifting, the clarity arriving, the courage rising, and you will know beyond doubt that you were never abandoned, never forgotten, never unworthy. You were chosen and you have triumphed. So rise now, step into your light, embrace your crown. The world is waiting for you. Have you ever wondered why the attacks against you were so relentless? Why the opposition seemed to find you again and again, even when you tried to live quietly, even when you asked for nothing but peace? It is because light cannot hide. Darkness is not threatened by those who blend into the background. Darkness trembles only when someone carries something sacred, and you, whether you realized it or not, carried it all along. The very things you were attacked for are the very things that prove who you are. Your compassion was seen as weakness, so people tried to exploit it. Your loyalty was met with betrayal because others envied the strength of your heart. Your dreams were mocked because they were bigger than the imaginations of those around you. Do you see the paradox? That which others tried to destroy in you was the very evidence of your divine calling. It was never personal, it was spiritual. The paradoxical law is this: the more powerful your destiny, the more resistance you will face. A tree that will grow tall must send roots deep, and the digging is painful. Gold is only gold because it survives fire. Diamonds are only diamonds because they endure crushing pressure. And chosen souls are only revealed through trials that would destroy ordinary ones. You are not ordinary. That's why your path has been extraordinary in its difficulty. The attacks came not because you were cursed, but because you were marked. Marked with favor, marked with purpose, marked with a mission your enemies could not comprehend. And because they could not comprehend it, they feared it. Fear breeds envy, envy breeds hatred, and hatred births attacks. Those who hurt you were not stronger than you. They were terrified of you. Look at their behavior carefully. The ones who slandered you could not stop speaking your name. The ones who betrayed you could not stop watching you. The ones who mocked you could not stop imitating you. Why? Because your presence confronted their emptiness. Your authenticity exposed their masks. Your strength reminded them of their own weakness, and rather than face their truth, they tried to break yours. Psychology explains this as projection. They projected their insecurities onto you, making you the villain of their story so they could remain the hero of their own. Spiritually, it was deeper. They became tools of resistance, unwittingly sharpening your soul. For every lie told about you, your truth grew sharper. For every door closed in your face, your persistence grew stronger. For every act of betrayal, your wisdom grew deeper. They did not know it, but in trying to destroy you, they were helping to build you. It's like the story of David. Before he ever held a crown, he faced lions, bears, and giants. Each battle seemed unfair. Each enemy seemed larger than life, but every fight was preparation. The lion trained his courage, the bear trained his strength, and Goliath revealed his destiny. The battles were not distractions, they were confirmations, and so it has been with you. The paradox of the chosen is that suffering is not a detour, it is the main road. You were not delayed by betrayal, you were directed by it. You were not cursed by rejection, you were clarified by it. Because every no brought you closer to the right yes. Every ending prepared you for a beginning, and every loss cleared space for what was truly yours. And when you see it through this lens, you realize something extraordinary. Your enemies were not as powerful as they seemed. In fact, they were weak. If they had been strong, they would not have needed to tear you down. If they had been whole, they would not have needed to wound you. If they had been chosen, they would not have needed to attack the chosen. But you, despite the wounds, despite the scars, stand here today still breathing, still rising, still shining. That is the ultimate evidence of your soul's mission. If your purpose were not great, you would not still be here. You would have quit years ago, but you didn't. And because you didn't, you are proof that the divine has anchored you for something beyond imagination. Your mission is not small. It was never meant to be confined to the walls of ordinary living. You were born to disrupt cycles, to break chains, to shift atmospheres. Your very presence alters the environment. That is why others reacted so strongly to you. They felt the disruption in their spirit. When you walked into the room, something in the air changed. And whether they admitted it or not, they knew you carried weight. So ask yourself now, what if the pain wasn't against you but for you, say? What if the betrayals were chisels, carving away illusions? What if the rejection was redirection, moving you closer to alignment? What if every attack was a divine paradox, appearing to harm you, but secretly positioning you? You have been taught resilience by the harshest teachers. You have learned patience in the longest seasons. You have mastered forgiveness when it seemed impossible. And now every lesson becomes your weapon. Every scar becomes your armor. Every tear becomes your river of healing. Think of it this way. When a soldier trains, they are not sent into battle untested. They endure drills, trials, and exhaustion, so that when the real war comes, they stand unshaken. That has been your life. And the fact that you are still here proves you passed the test. You have been prepared not only to survive, but to lead, to heal, to guide others who are still in the dark. Your soul's mission is not to remain silent about what you've endured. Your mission is to stand as proof that divine purpose triumphs over human cruelty. Your story is not just for you, it is for everyone who looks at you and says, if they can rise, so can I. That is why the resistance was so strong, because your rise will ripple outward, setting captives free, awakening dormant hearts, igniting faith where there was despair. And so when you wonder why it had to be so hard, why the path had to be so lonely, remember this: chosen ones walk roads few others can handle, because their destiny is to lead many into light. You could not be soft clay when the world needed you as a cornerstone. You could not remain untested when the world needed you proven. And though it felt cruel, it was preparation. Now you can finally see it. The paradox has revealed its truth. You were attacked because you were chosen. You were rejected because you were marked. You were betrayed because you carried what others feared. And you survived it all because your mission is greater than their malice. And that mission is unfolding even now. So now we arrive at this sacred moment where everything that has been spoken, everything that has been endured, everything that has been prophesied gathers together like a river pouring into the sea. You are the chosen one, not because life has been easy, not because you never doubted, but because in spite of it all, you are still here, still breathing, still shining, still rising. That is the unmistakable mark of those set apart by the divine. The new you is not a dream to chase in the distance. The new you is already arriving. Can't you feel it? The heaviness has begun to lift. The air around you feels different. The weight but of despair has cracked open, and something radiant is stepping forward. That radiance is you. The version of yourself that was always waiting beneath the ashes is standing tall now, and no force of darkness can bury it again. Your life is about to become evidence of divine justice, Where there was loss, there will be gain. Where there was silence, there will be songs. Where there was betrayal, there will be love so pure it silences every memory of pain. The reversal is not coming years from now. It has already begun. Your enemies may not understand it, but they will witness it. Your friends may not be able to explain it, but they will celebrate it. And you yourself will stand in awe, whispering, "How could this be my life?" Hold on to this truth. Nothing was wasted. Every scar on your body, every ache in your heart, every unanswered question, they were not wasted seasons. They were foundations. And now, as you step forward, the very things that once brought you shame will become your glory. The very stories that once made you cry will become testimonies that make others believe again. You will be the living proof that survival is not the end. Transformation is. So walk boldly. Lift your chin. Look at your reflection not with doubt, but with reverence. For you are not looking at an ordinary soul. You are looking at one who has been through hell and still carries heaven's flame. You are looking at the chosen one, and no label the world placed on you can change that. There is reassurance for you here. You will not miss what is meant for you. You will not lose what was promised. You will not be left behind in the rising tide. The divine has written your name in the story, and that story cannot be erased. The path ahead may not be without challenges, but those challenges will no longer break you. They will only reveal the strength you already possess. And so I say to you now, prepare yourself, not with fear, not with anxiety, but with joy. Prepare your heart for the restoration that is coming. Prepare your hands for the opportunities that will soon knock at your door. Prepare your spirit to carry the weight of blessings that once seemed unimaginable, because they are coming, because they are yours, because you are chosen. Do not let old voices pull you back. Do not let the shadows of yesterday trick you into thinking you are still chained. You are free now. The door has been unlocked. The path is clear. All you must do is step forward, one faithful step at a time. And as you step, heaven steps with you. So take this as your call to action. Live differently from this moment forward. Speak boldly, walk confidently, love deeply, forgive freely, shine brightly. The world is watching, but more importantly, heaven is cheering. Your rise is not just about you. It is about the countless lives that will be touched by your story. Do not shrink from it. Do not apologize for it. Embody it. And as I leave you with these words, let them echo in your soul. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not too late. And you are not too broken. You are chosen. You are rising. You are becoming the version of yourself that creation has been waiting to see. The night is over. The dawn is breaking, and the light is falling upon you now. Go forth, chosen one. The world is ready. Heaven is with you, and your glory has just begun.